All right, so first video here I'm uploading to YouTube, and I'm hoping this microphone works right. And I have 4 kids, so I'm recording it out in the truck because there's really nowhere else in the house, even my office, where they won't come in and make a lot of noise and stuff. So I just record it out here. So I had originally asked 10 people if they wanted to lose weight or build muscle on Facebook, and I got about 40, I would say, like 38 people. And I could see that there was at least in my friend group, there was a big need for something like this, that people wanted to get in better shape. So I wanted to make a little video on how exactly I'm doing this, because I'm not selling it. I just been a big fatso my whole life, like since I was a kid and everything. And I wanted to, I think I finally cracked the code. And it's not really a code, it's just, there's so much misinformation out there. I wanted to help people like clear through some of the bullshit and really do something that's sustainable and not a gimmick diet, because everyone's like, oh, you got to do keto, you got to do low carb, you got to do low fat, blah blah blah. Well, you can do anything you want and still lose weight. So first, what inspired me to do this was Alex Hormozi did a video like this, and it doesn't matter who he is, he's just a business guy that I really like. But he had this chart, okay, and you have, body types. You have a low fat body type, a high fat, low muscle, and a high muscle, and then you have the people that are associated with these sorts of things. So if you have low fat and high muscle, that's pretty much where bodybuilders are. High fat, you have fat men, fat women, people who are soft, if you're like kind of in the middle there, skinny fat, blah blah blah. So what you got to do is you got to first find out what you want to do. Do you want to be toned, lean, skinny, the sexy area up here, which is like highly muscled but not super ripped, just like almost, like a little bit of body fat, and it just looks really good. So most people strive to be. Or you got the lots of muscle, lots of fat, the big guy, and then you got below that jacked, that sort of thing. Now that chart doesn't really matter when you're doing this, but you kind of want to go, in the direction. If you're starting here and you want to go here, well, you're going to have to lower your body fat and increase your muscle. That's just, got to try to find your goal first. So when most people diet, they think of protein, carbs, and fats as your 3 macros, and they'll have, like a balanced meal, fats, proteins, and carbs, right? And then you do keto, take away the carbs, and what you're left with, fat and protein, right? Or you do a low fat diet, fat, protein, carbs, and you take away the fat and you're left with the protein and the carbs. Or if you're trying to, do your calories, like lower your calories and you keep everything the same, you just keep everything the same and you lower your portion size. Or intermittent fasting. Regularly, you have 3 meals. And in intermittent fasting, you skip some of those meals, like there's nothing here, and then you have your other meals. And essentially what you're doing there is you're just eliminating the calories in one way or another. It doesn't matter which way you eliminate those calories, that's what you're doing. You're just getting rid of those calories so your body is outputting more than it's taking in, and you're losing weight. Now it seems like, okay, you've been told this a million times. Well, why is it so hard for people to do this, So here, I drew a little thing, and this is all for this Alex slides. I just drew it out on paper. What it's supposed to look like whenever you do keto, you got your fat, your protein, and you cut out your carbs. And this is what people really do. They start pouring ranch dressing, butter, eating tons of bacon and steak, so their fat content goes way up. And yeah, they don't have any carbs. Like, yeah, they cut the carbs out, but Jesus, look how many more calories they're eating, just because tons of people on keto think that you could just eat as much butter and ranch dressing and bacon as you want, and those things are extremely high calorie. And yeah, they'll lose 10 pounds in the first week, not realizing that it's all muscle glycogen and water, and they think that it's working, and really it's really messing up their cholesterol levels, and they're not losing any body fat. If anything, they're getting worse. So really, the only thing that matters is how many calories you're taking in per day and how much protein. Okay, well, how do you calculate how much, how many calories you need, and how do you calculate how much protein you need? Okay, that's easy. You can calculate, they have it online, it's called total daily energy expenditure, TDEE, or you could do it the easy way. If you want maintenance calories or slight weight loss, maybe a tiny bit, it's a rough estimate. It's your body weight times 15, maintenance. If you want to lose weight, it's your body weight times 10, anywhere from 10 to 14, but 10 is usually what I go with. Okay, if you go 10, body weight times 14, you'll lose weight slower, but you'll still lose weight. Now, if you want extreme weight loss, like some would say, and I would say unhealthy weight loss, would be your body weight times 7 to 9, okay, anywhere in there. Now, there you have a chance to lose a muscle mass, in my opinion, because your calories are just way too low. You'll lose a lot of weight, but you'll shrink down and you won't maintain a lot of the muscle that you have unless you're on some sort of anabolics, which isn't really what, the audience that I'm talking to right now. So it's very easy. Here's the chart. Body weight 7, 8, 9 is extreme. 10 through 14 is weight loss, 15 maintenance, and if you want to put on weight, if your goal is to put on weight, 16 to 20. I have it to 19, but anywhere 16 to 20 to put on body weight. It's very, very simple. Now, that's how many calories you should eat in order to hit your goal. Lose weight, gain weight, maintain. How much protein, right? How much protein do we want to take in? All right. So if you're trying to pack on significant amount of muscle, like say you're somebody who's really trying to put on a lot of muscle and you're in the gym all the time, and I'll make a separate video about working out, but this one's just for diet. It would be your body weight times 1 equals the grams of protein that you should consume. Now, for everyone, mainly everyone in this video, it's going to be to maintain your muscle and to lose fat, it's going to be your body weight minus 35. And that's how many grams. That's just a little formula that I came up with on my own, because a lot of people will say times 1 for everybody, and that's a little too much, in my opinion, for most people that aren't trying to build significant amounts of muscle. So body weight minus 35 is how much protein you should eat per day. And really, the easiest way to calculate this is 100 grams of protein is 1 pound of meat. 1 pound of lean meat equals 100 grams of protein. Okay, that's the easiest way you could possibly put it. And so if you need to eat 200 grams if you're a 200 pound guy and you need 200 grams of protein, you would eat 2 pounds of lean meat. And that kind of seems like a lot, but it's really not once you start eating that way. And you need to calculate, okay, so once you figure out how many grams of protein you need to figure out how many calories that is, and you're going to subtract it from the total, you did your body weight times 15 or body weight times 10, you're just going to subtract that from that. And the way you do that is, normally protein is 4 calories per gram, but all protein has a little bit of fat in it, even chicken breasts. So normally I would do 5 times the grams of protein. So if you're going to eat a lot of like ribeye steaks and like high fat food, like high fat meats, go ahead and do it by 6. So if you're going to eat a 1 pound ribeye, which is roughly 100 grams of protein, you would do 6 times 100, which would be 600 calories roughly. Okay. Now, once you come up with that, and I have an example written down here. It's awesome. I'm just using paper instead of some fancy stuff on. I'll figure out how to do it on the actual screen one of these days. But we have a 235 pound guy. Okay. So he wants to lose weight. So he's going to multiply 235 times 10. That gives him 2,350 calories per day that he should eat to lose weight at a pretty healthy pace, right? So his body weight, 235 minus 35 from the formula, is 200 grams of protein per day, right? Well, 200 grams, like I said, is 2 pounds of lean meat, right? And we're going to multiply that by 5 since he's eating lean meat. 200 times 5 is 1,000 calories in protein he's going to eat every day. Okay, so we're going to take that 1,000, we're going to subtract it from the calories he's allowed to have every day, 2,350 minus 1,000. That gives him 1,350 remaining calories for the rest of his day. Doesn't matter if he ate that in 1 meal for breakfast, if he eats it in 8 meals, 10 meals, 6 meals, 2 meals. He has 1,350 calories of whatever he wants. Cookies, chips, pasta, bread, pie, whatever. You can also, a lot of people drink alcohol. That's a whole separate video. I personally don't drink a lot of alcohol, maybe a couple times a year, because there's other stuff that goes on with that. But alcohol is 5 calories per gram. So you can do with that what you wish. But I would stay, especially if you're a guy, I would stay away from the alcohol. It's not good for your testosterone levels and things like that. But you can still lose weight and drink alcohol. Absolutely. You just have to factor that in. Now, that's what I'm doing for the people. I'm physically going to make you a diet and put in exact foods that you should be eating. But this is the skeleton that I'm using, that I have used for myself over the years and that I have used for other people. This is the skeleton that I use to build every diet out. And now that I started building diets on a mass scale, I realize that I hate it. I really don't like making tons of diets every day. It's just, I just found out I don't like it. Even if I was getting paid for it, I wouldn't like it. So I figure I would make a video giving exactly what I do to make this diet. It's super simple, and you can literally eat whatever you want forever. This is not a gimmick diet. This is how you would make a diet to eat whatever the hell you wanted for the rest of your entire life. And you don't have to eat any sort of style, Mediterranean, keto, vegan, 1 meal a day, 10 meals a day, intermittent fasting, whatever you want. It fits all of that as long as you follow those basic rules. So, all right, first video. Hopefully it turns out all right. All right, thanks, guys.